Hello and welcome back to the Bottom Trawling podcast. My name is Ryan.
And my name is Evan. And today we are going to be discussing what we can do when addressing the issues of bottom trawling.
One big thing that we must all do is raise awareness of the impacts it has on the health of our planet. Take the impacts that you learned in previous episodes regarding habitat destruction, bycatch of non-targeted species, extremely high carbon deposits, and loss of biodiversity. Share this information through social media, educational campaigns, and community outreach to raise awareness about the issue.
Yeah, that's right. When buying seafood products, look for sustainably sourced seafood products from fisheries that employ environmentally friendly fishing methods and avoid bottom trawling. Look for certification labels such as Marine Stewardship Council or Aquaculture Stewardship Council to ensure that seafood is sustainably harvested. This way, we are able to support fisheries and companies that fish sustainably and not recklessly.
Yeah, I love that. When thinking politically, we can support and advocate for policy change. Support organizations that lobby government officials and policymakers to enact regulations and legislation that restrict or prohibit bottom trawling in sensitive marine habitats, such as coral reefs, seamounts, and deep sea ecosystems. This supports the establishment of marine protected areas and marine reserves where bottom trawling is either banned or restricted.
Definitely. Setting up more MPAs that restrict bottom trawling will help the protection and regeneration of habitats, as well as overall health of the ecosystem.
Yeah, technological innovation could definitely help too. Creating alternative fishing methods that are less destructive to the seabed, such as traps, lines, and nets that don't touch the bottom would help with destruction.
Yes, that would also be another great thing for the near future. But for now, we need to build relationships with the fishermen, scientists, marine biologists, and politicians to find sustainable solutions. We need to find a balance between environmental protection and economic interests.
Finally, continuing what we mentioned in the last episode, the SDGs. Supporting the efforts among the United Nations and countries to regulate bottom trawling in shared or high seas areas, as marine ecosystems are interconnected and require collaborative management.
So bottom trawling is kind of what I love to do the most. Technology has really changed the way that we are managed here on the West Coast is probably the biggest driver behind that. Back when we first started, nets were made out of cotton or they're made out of nylon, very heavy. Everything was really hard on the bottom back in the old days. Now that our materials are lighter, the nets are made out of poly, which floats. Head ropes back then were all wrapped cable and chain. Now we use strong synthetics. Then you go into the doors. And so we started using what we would call pelagic doors. It's a higher aspect ratio, a taller door, and it's not really meant to be on the bottom, it's meant to be off the bottom. They use a hydrodynamic flow through these vents and through this to open your nets. So by using this, we can keep the door off the bottom. We have sensors that go in them. We know exactly what our spread is. We know what the height of the door is off the bottom and what's going on. And then it goes to our sweeps. And so this rides, anywhere from a foot off the bottom to about 6 feet off the bottom most of the time. With the use of this, then we go to our sweeps, our ground gear. We now use what we call elevated sweeps. We use what we call a combi wire, and then we have a bobbin, a little 10-inch bobbin in between each section. The goal is to get the sweeps 2.5 inches to 3 inches off the bottom. By doing that, they showed that there was very little interaction with crab and sea whips and all these other things that are on the bottom of the ocean. Back in the old days, if you made a tow and you got a few baskets of starfish and that you didn't even think about it. Nowadays, we have no starfish. You tow all trip and you see none. So all these little things have just changed over time, and it's just made our fisheries better here on the West Coast.
Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of What We Can Do About Bottom Trawling.
Sharing the series with a friend or family member is a great way to start spreading awareness to this great issue. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye.